Welcome back to our channel, Technology Talk. In today's video, we are showing you the hope to launch a new rocket system in some months. Without further ado, let's begin. Elon Musk, a name which we all are pretty much aware of and currently the richest person in the entire world, has long stressed that he founded SPACE10 back in 2002. His main motive and focus were to assist humanity in becoming a multi-planet species eventually, so they don't need to rely upon such a single source for a living. We all know that due to increase in population and degradation of the planet, there's a high risk that Earth won't remain a suitable place to survive in the future, and being the world's richest person if he is thinking about our well-being and researching and analyzing. The generation must be thankful for his guidance. He reiterated his ambition during a conversation with Dopfner and doubled down on his previous illustrated dreams and aspirations. He further added that he would want to die on Mars, just not an impact. Musk joked, surprising, right? That's the kind of motivation and life purpose these billionaires possess. SPACE10 is aiming to start building a permanent residence for human settlements on Mars with its enormous Starship rocket. SPACE10 also aims to use starships for missions to the Moon, starting in 2022. This is because in a rough presentation constructed by, the entrepreneur said that the target is almost near to be achieved. It depends upon the Federal Aviation Administration. It is officially the licensing authority. It will not be provided with permission to launch it until the tedious process of environmental testaments is fulfilled. It is also calculated that if the Federal Aviation Administration asked for a substantial amount of investigation and research, it would lead to the delay. Official founder and CEO of SpaceX declared on December 1, which was Tuesday, that by 2024, if we would get fortunate enough, we would launch SpaceX with talented people to the intended destination. It involves a 29-year-old physician assistant resident in Memphis who is also a cancer survivor attached with metal rods into her left leg, a 51-year-old college community professor from Phoenix who couldn't acquire the ambition of becoming a NASA astronaut. A data engineer residing in Western Washington, who was, for the time being, was a consultant at a camp that trained kids and teenagers of what it is like to be an astronaut and what experience and life treatments one suffer, and what would they learn from it. Another is a dropout who is 38 years old and became a billionaire founder of a payment processing company. He is the actual one who finances and pays for the trip into space. This is something which we have never observed before in life. This motivated gang of four is expected to leave to space in conjunction and expected to be commencing from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida on Wednesday at 8:02 p.m. Eastern Time in the SpaceX rocket. They are expected to take a revolution of the planet for 3 days simultaneously at a much elevated altitude than the International Space Station. The expedition is to be known as Inspiration 4. It is also the very foremost, where the executive itself assigned, by and large, a spectator, or we would say a firm observer. It's much more aspiring and determined and hazardous than the previous ramble to the boundary of space accomplished by two affluent business luminaries in July by Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos. The main motive of this space journey is to give a brief description that a private citizen or an ordinary person without any preference can also, with a huge amount of something round figure around with $100 million, could now rent a rocket or spacecraft to achieve their destined dream of circling the planet by visiting theirs. A trip like Inspirational 4 is still affordable to only the richest of the rich. A normal rich or upper middle class person cannot even in his dreams imagine fulfilling it. When asked in an interview, Musk, the official CEO, added that the vehicle that will make these Mars trips is the 165-foot-tall Starship, which will launch from Earth atop a giant rocket known as Super Heavy. Both of these craft will be fully and rapidly reusable. Super Heavy will return to Earth after vertical touchdown shortly after liftoff, and Starship will be able to fly from Earth's orbit to Mars and back again many times, Musk has said. Starship will be powerful enough to launch itself off both Mars and the Moon, which have much weaker gravitational pulls than that of Earth. SpaceX is iterating toward the final Starship via a series of prototypes, the latest of which, SN8, is gearing up for a big test flight. SpaceX aims to launch the three-engine SN8 to a target altitude of 9 miles this week, Musk said recently. They are also preparing numerous Starship prototypes called SN8 for a 12-mile high test flight in a new future. So that's all with the video. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel for more uploads like this.